Hello, it is Saturday. Dottie is super excited to be sitting in the truck. We're just taking a break to decompress a little bit. I'll run in about an hour and a half. I have not had the Ruby Buckle experience that I was hoping for. My first run was okay. It was just really slow. Spencer felt really weak, and I took him to the vet, and we had fluid in the left front knee. Our ankles are either dry or just inflamed. I guess abaxial is where he walked him, and basically everything below that is sore. So ankles, coffins need injected. Basically he paws all the time with his front left, and now he's made himself sore, which would explain why he kind of falls apart this time every year. And this is basically when he starts to go more and his anxiety starts to get to him before runs. So he paws. Before I run, he paws. He'll dig a hole to China while I'm sitting on him, and the flies come out, and so he's constantly stomping. And I put the fly things on him, but they drive him crazy, so then sometimes they make it worse. He paws in the horse trailer. He paws at feed time, but only with his front left. So he's made himself extremely sore, and I did not know that, of course, until I make my first run here. And I'm like, man, that didn't feel right. And we're a little off the pace for him. And so I was like, I don't know if I like that. And so I take him to the vet. We find all the things. And he's like, Courtney, he's not hurt. He's just made himself really sore. So we've iced it. I'm fixing to ice him again. Ice, Previcox, Butte. What else? Tess has worked on him. I PEMF'd him. Tess has worked on him with the AccuScope MyPulse. He's the most maintenance horse here. I would have done the ice saltwater spa, except Tess said I really can't after she does the MyPulse. I don't know why, but she knows all the science behind it, so I'm not gonna do it. And so I think during this run, I'm just gonna let him pick a speed and keep my barrels up. Literally, I think if I make the same run as yesterday, but maybe a smidge faster, I should be really, really good in the average or the aggregate. So he should be feeling better, but he's not typically faster his second run. So I'm just gonna make the run that I'm gonna make, and hopefully all the chips fall where they're supposed to. Yesterday, we did not get any money, and I told myself I'm gonna be okay with not getting round money. I'm not even gonna look at the results for round money this trip, because I really want some average money at the Ruby Buckle. I've won a whole bunch of money in the rounds, but I'm due for an average check. 8 clean runs, 3 different arenas. I'm due for an average check, so I'm not really even paying attention to where I land in the rounds. And at this point, I knew I wasn't bringing a 1D horse here. He's not a 1D horse on a standard pattern. He's never had the lung capacity. I could long trot him 10 miles a day before I come and swim him for 2 months, and he wouldn't have the lung capacity because I've tried it. So he is very much a 2D, 3D horse on a standard pattern anyways. I think they're winning it with a 16.8 today on the standard. So, but he can run, 17.5, 6, 7s, 8s all day long. And I just noticed that he was just weak yesterday, and he clocked to 18.4, and he had no pull on his front end leaving the second barrel, and I thought, God dang, something's wrong. So I feel like I've been to 3 of these Ruby Buckles. This will be my 4th one, and I don't know that I've ever had my horse feel 100%. Maybe the very first one. The very first time I came to Guthrie, the very first Ruby Buckle ever, he ran 17 8s and 18 O's, and at the time, because he was coming back from back surgery, I was really, really impressed with him, and I felt like he felt really, really good. It's just that's where he was on a standard at the time, coming back from back surgery, and I feel like that was his 100%. But now that I've gone to Memphis, and I've also gone to Salina, Utah, I did not feel like I had my horse at 100%, and I didn't even know till I got there, because he's just one of those it won't tell you until it's really bad, but it doesn't feel really bad. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. But it doesn't feel really bad until he's been in the trailer for 6, 7, 13 hours. And then he's like, okay, I've been in the trailer for however long, you know, at least 7 hours. I have to stand in this stupid stall. He doesn't eat or drink on the road. That's another thing, is like, he's drank 2 buckets of water since we've been here, and he has not made it through a bucket of his hay or grain, not 1 bucket of his hay or grain in 3 days. He'll eat some grass hay. That's basically, like, maybe sometimes he'll eat some grass hay and drink no water, which is not good for him. So I only give him very limited amounts of grass hay, and I make him go eat, like, fresh pasture grass. And just, I've been letting him graze, because him grazing on the green grass is the only thing that I can get him to eat and or drink. So that's where we're at. It's not been the best experience, but I'm still holding out for the average. I'm going to make a clean run, keep my fingers crossed, and one of these days I'm going to get to come to one of these things on a sound horse. I guess what I need to do is start running him by a lameness vet before I get here. It's just, my lameness vet literally works here at the Ruby Buckles. So he's 6 hours away from home. So a lot of times I'm like, I don't want to drive 6 hours to meet him, to see him that next week at the Ruby Buckle, which is usually at least over 7 hours away, because they're in Guthrie, Salina. Well, last year Salina, this year they're in Guthrie, 2 in Guthrie, and 1 in Florida, and 1 in Vegas. So yeah, this is the closest one to home at 7 hours. This is the closest one to home. So this is, if he's sore making this trip, then we're gonna die at the other 2, and we're going. So we've just got to get things figured out. The problem with my lameness vet being 6 hours away and or being at the Ruby Buckles is a lot of times we'll do like the lameness exam at the Ruby Buckle, but we can't fix him until after my second run if we find anything, and then he stays maintenance for several months, and he goes to like smoke and runs out 1D, 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 and then I meet him at the next Ruby Buckle and we do it all again. So I mean, it's just been kind of frustrating, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. At least I know he's going to feel really good going into Corpus Christi. That's in 10 days, so he should feel like $1,000,000 by